hang on just a second. You just said he would have listened to the conservative grassroots. When? When has the Republican Party... You're a Tea Party member? How many people have gone to a Tea Party? Okay. All right. So, you know what? I have to tell you something. The Tea Party movement, you've got Republicans who are saying, you know, you guys are out of control. You're going to destroy the party. Well, you know what? Maybe the parties, both plural, need to be destroyed or at least reset.
What's interesting about that, Glenn, is this. You look at my city of Charlotte, North Carolina. You actually have Tea Party goers and organizers that became at-large candidates and ran all the way through to the general election. You're finding the Tea Party movement having more of an influence there. They're no longer able to discount that as much as they tried to in April and March. Remember, this was supposed to be an April phenomenon that has been going on. I'll be speaking on Saturday in Raleigh, North Carolina, at yet another party. This is going to be something that goes on until things change.
Onto something. He's got a... Gordon, you're a politician. He's got a red tie on blue pants. He's going to be a politician, isn't he? All right, you were going to say.
Yes, I wanted to speak to the mayor there of, I forget the village, Monticello. You said you don't like being identified as a black mayor, and I can understand that. But to say that people did not, and that you have a problem with people referring to Barack Obama as the black president, well, that would be fine if whenever any valid criticism of Barack Obama were leveled against him, people wouldn't automatically, instead of thinking about what's being said, they automatically go on the defensive, and any reasonable criticism of Barack Obama is because he's black and is racist in nature. So to say that he's just the president and not just the black president, he is the black president who is being protected and defended to a fault by the black community. And we are not listening to reason.
We were elected. Ma'am, we were elected by all people, white, black, myself, and Barack. We don't just represent black people. We represent all people.
Well,
and we should be respected as that.
Barack Obama wants to redistribute the wealth of this country. Barack Obama said that he wanted a single-payer health plan. He said that. He also, which is a universal health care plan. But if you go to any Joe in my neighborhood, well, in my old neighborhood, if you go to anybody in my old neighborhood and say that Barack Obama wants to take away our personal freedoms, and that the Congress is taking away our personal freedom, our rights to our own bodies, and make our own decisions about our own body, with this plan, they say, oh, that's not true. You're just being brainwashed by Glenn Beck. You know, and they're just fighting against Obama because he's black. They just don't want to see a black president succeed. When they,
it's not even about any of that. The thing that Glenn Beck said before is that people are not studying about who we are, how this country was founded, and the only way we're going to be able to stop this, and the black community as well, is until we know who we are, where we really came from.
See, but that's, you know what, let me tell you something.
That's the
Lisa,
point.
hang on, I got to take a break, but let me say this before we take a break. America, I think this is where African-American conservatives have a leg up on just plain old conservatives. If you're a conservative, you are accused of starving little children to death, making sure that nobody has education, you just hate everybody who's coming across the border illegally because they're different than you, et cetera, et cetera. And so you as a conservative, and I don't think liberals really understand this, as a conservative, we're human beings. And so you say these things and we go home at night and go, gosh, is that what, I mean... No, and you have to do some soul searching. You're a conservative, so you want to starve children, but you're also you guys and conservatives, we have soul searched, and the only way America is going to survive is if they ask themselves tough questions, and you know who you are, and you know what you believe in. But because we're in this political nightmare where nobody speaks the truth, we're not having honest arguments or conversations about things that are real.
Correctness. In fact, this whole African-American business is politically correct. I don't believe, Mr. Beck, that when you're talking on the phone... Okay, Glenn. I don't believe that when you're speaking on the phone with your familiars and you get into a conversation about race, you'll say... Or when you're speaking to your wife, you'll go, oh, I'm talking about that black guy over there. You don't say I'm talking about that African-American guy.
No.
You don't, do you?
No.
It's a politically correct thing. So
You
why?
refer to me, I mean, but you don't refer to me as German
that
American.
German American. It's just so darn silly. It really is.
But America's supposed to be past that. We're supposed to be the melting pot where we're not intimidated to use an adjective just as an adjective and not as a slur or not as a delineation. That's where we have to get to.
I'm back in a second. All right, boy, I mean, we guys come back again, because we could do like 400 shows here. Angel, I want to start with you.
Okay. I think as conservatives and libertarians, anarchists, anyone who believes in freedom, one of the things that we need...
Anarchy is, I think that's a bit much.
Well, no, it depends. What we believe in is that, or what we all believe in is that you have a right to your property in your body, and that no one else has a right to tell you how to use that property, and your labor and the wages from your labor are yours as well. And so one of the things we need to focus on is premising all our arguments on that. So not that we don't care about poor people, because we do. We recognize that giving people the right to their property is the way for them to move forward. And and what we have right now is sort of a continuation of the premise of slavery. And that is the premise of slavery. Everybody talks about the violence, and that's the thing that people get upset about. That's sort of the ugly flower that comes out of the seed. The seed is planted, and that's that you don't own your own self.
David?
I like to keep it to some simple, basic truths. Let's start with what everybody's been talking about. There's only one race human. After that, you're hyphenating everything. I co-founded the Black Republican Forum, the New York Tea Party organization. I've been called a redneck racist, a teabagger. I was attacked by Garofalo a few weeks ago. And you know what I say to all of them? When you bring me something that actually means something, I'll respond to it. Nobody defines me but me. And back to your point of freedom, if nobody can define me but me, you can never take it away. Glenn, you said it. There's more of us than they are. We surround them. And the fact is, we have to act on it, but we have to do it honestly, because what I also hear in this audience are a lot of platitudes of left versus right argument, and not a talk about the real truth underneath that argument.
All right. Barbara.
Yes. Okay, well, I want to touch on what the Reverend was talking about our children. Our children are going astray. You know, the children are raising the parents instead of vice versa. And also, you know, we're going away from the Bible. I raised my kids the biblical way. You know, children should be seen, not heard. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Respect your elders. You know, honor thy mother and thy father. Your days will be long. There's none of that going on now. All the kids know how to do is drop it like it's hot, pop that thing, all this other stuff. They need to be taught the Constitution. They need to be taught about the Bill of Rights. They know every single song, every Xbox tape that's out. But they know nothing about our history, where we're coming from, where we're going to. Because it's always saying we're one generation away from being in slavery.
Back in a second. We could have done like 4 shows, and I'd love to have you guys back, because I mean, we really could spend hours here. Robert, final thoughts from you guys.
Yes, Glenn, you talked before about Obama money. The problem is, the heart of the issue is the income tax. The income tax is what allows the government to practice nepotism and cronyism and spread the wealth around. That is the source of communism. It goes back to the progressive movement that you've been talking about on your show. We have to get rid of that and repeal the income tax.
Jabril.
Hey, liberals out there, make it plain, straight, and clear. There is no utopia, but there is American exceptionalism. You should wake up every day and thank God that you wake up in America, that you are an American. Because you go to places like Detroit, Michigan, or Gary, Indiana, or even cross over to New Jersey, and you see what liberalism has done.
I just want you to know.
Not so much.
I just want you to know, New Jersey and Detroit and all those, they're in America. Rafiq, go ahead.
I wouldn't be the man that I am if it wasn't for conservatism. I've came a long way. I've been Democratic, Republican, and conservative. And being conservative is about liberty, and liberty, my soul breathes.
God bless you. Okay, guys, God bless you. Thank you for being here. From New York, good night, America.